So welcome everyone, and it's great to welcome you back to another informative presentation from Unicity. Of course, if you don't know me, I am Dr. Grant, a scientific director here at Unicity International, and I am very passionate about supporting human health through nutritional changes and lifestyle support. And tonight I'm here to talk to you about the current status of diabetes in India and talk about optimizing healthy cholesterol levels and metabolic health with BIOS Life Slim. Unicity has a great range of metabolic health products, and this includes BIOS Life Slim. These can help to support and optimize your metabolic health with these scientifically backed formulated products from Unicity. Because Unicity Science has always been passionate and committed to developing innovative products that really help you maintain proper metabolic function. Because metabolic health is actually one of the most important parts of our physiology, and it can help to support our overall health and well-being. Good metabolic health allows your body to perform at its best and increases your performance. Good metabolic health involves metabolism, and this actually means it's a massive combination of all of these chemical reactions that are occurring in our bodies that help your body function correctly and supports your health. These chemical reactions are involved in all sorts of important areas of your body. Things such as cognition, digestion, respiration, your inflammatory health, skin health, and gut health. And this is why metabolic health is so important now more than ever. And we see this through the rates of diabetes in India that continue to rise. I'll just disable the Diabetes is on the rise in India. In the year 2000, 32.6 million people had diabetes in India. But in just over 10 years, this number has almost doubled and jumped to a staggering 61.3 million people living with diabetes. And after a sharp incline through the 2000s, this number has begun to slow due to ongoing health campaigns and more people being interested in their health. But the number of people living with diabetes has still climbed to 74.2 million people in 2021 living with diabetes. And although in the last 10 years, we have seen reduced numbers of diabetes cases compared to the sharp increase we saw in the early 2000s up to 2011. But now diabetes is actually estimated to sharply increase again, with almost 100 million people living with diabetes by 2030. And continually heading towards 140 million people in India living with diabetes by 2045. So diabetes continues to be a chronic health burden in India. So what actually is diabetes? Well, diabetes is an incorrect response to insulin by your body. This is referred to as type 2 diabetes, and it is the most common type of diabetes. Approximately 90 to 95% of people living with diabetes have type 2. Other types of diabetes work differently in the body. And type 2 diabetes is the type that is most closely linked with our own diet and lifestyle choices, which means for many of us, there is something we can do to help prevent the chances of developing it. Because type 2 diabetes can be prevented or delayed with healthy lifestyle changes, including good nutritional support. Insulin is actually a very important hormone in the body. Insulin serves the useful function of allowing glucose from carbohydrates to access our cells and provide us with energy. But in the case where we have too much glucose for the body's energy needs, those excess carbohydrates are stored as fat. However, as long as insulin levels are high, the body cannot access that stored fat for fuel as it was designed to do. Insulin levels will stay high in the body with high blood glucose levels, such as from snacking on simple sugary foods throughout the day. And this is why poor lifestyle factors can detrimentally alter the metabolism in our bodies and our body's correct usage of the hormone insulin. And we are currently in this perfect storm of poor metabolic health, where it is now one of the biggest risks to health globally. And you saw those statistics of diabetes rates in India. And one of the main drivers of this problem is that we are eating a lot of these highly processed, very sugar-dense foods. And as you can see from this diagram, when our insulin levels and blood glucose levels are high in our body, we cannot use fat as a source of energy. That fat that we've stored stays stored, and we continually gain weight. This is what we refer to as being metabolically inflexible, because we're only using one type of energy source, and that is from those simple sugars from that constant intake of food. Adults that can be defined as metabolically healthy are healthy in 5 key areas. They have healthy blood glucose levels, their blood pressure is normal, and their waist circumference is normal. They also have healthy HDL cholesterol levels, and this is what is considered to be a healthy level of metabolic health. But if some of these characteristics are in the wrong direction, say they're high when they should be low, or they're low when they should be high, this can be considered the definition of metabolic syndrome. And all of these disorders in this group can all be connected to insulin resistance. So insulin resistance and the metabolic syndrome are connected. And insulin resistance can actually lead to pre-diabetes. So pre-diabetes means your blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but they have not reached levels high enough to be diagnosed with diabetes. But they can be a significant marker for the potential development and onset of diabetes if healthy lifestyle factors are not implemented. And pre-diabetes rates are also high in India, with 115 million people diagnosed with impaired glucose tolerance or impaired fasting glucose. Now, the symptoms of prediabetes may not be noticed unless glucose levels are tested. So it is always worth implementing healthy lifestyle choices and speaking with your health physician if you have any concern about your health. And prediabetes is also estimated to continue to rise in India, where it is estimated that by 2030, approximately 135 million people will have developed prediabetes. And by 2045, 161 million people will be living with prediabetes. Now, these numbers are very high, but with prediabetes, the vast majority of people could reduce the risk and reverse their chances of developing diabetes by implementing healthy lifestyle changes. These are things such as good nutrition and exercise, which will help maintain healthy glucose levels in the body. Now, after we eat a source of glucose, so that starchy or sugary meal or snack, the body will release this wave of insulin. And this insulin rushes through the body to help pull that glucose from the blood into other parts of the body, like your muscles or your fat cells, for example. If someone is eating a diet that is increasing their blood glucose and keeping it high for too long, it is actually a very dangerous problem. And if this is happening too frequently, then we start to develop insulin resistance, where as a result, too frequent consumption of these sugary foods can create this insulin resistance in the body. And of course, as I mentioned, this is a precursor to developing pre-diabetes. And with these continued high levels of insulin, this can actually lower the metabolic rate in your body. This makes the body more inclined to store fat. But insulin is also actually directly related to the increased size of fat cells in our body. And this is why we see an overall increase in our waist circumference, because our bodies are more inclined to store fat and a larger amount of fat. But insulin resistance goes far beyond the metabolic syndrome. Fatty liver disease is often linked to insulin resistance. And type 2 diabetes, of course, is connected to insulin resistance. And this highlights how important insulin resistance is, and it goes beyond just supporting our metabolic health. Lowering insulin is the single most important change in improving insulin sensitivity. If we want to help improve your body's function with insulin, then it is absolutely necessary to lower insulin levels and support your metabolic health by maintaining healthy cholesterol levels and healthy glucose levels, and being healthy in those 5 other key areas that I mentioned. Another syndrome that has connections with poor metabolic health in women is polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS. PCOS is a condition where an unusually high amount of hormones are produced in the body. And this can actually cause things like excessive hair growth, acne, and weight gain. Now, the exact reason why some women develop this syndrome isn't clear, but PCOS is related to insulin resistance. And women with insulin resistance have a higher chance of developing PCOS. Therefore, a recommendation for minimizing the chances of developing PCOS is to maintain a healthy lifestyle. including good nutritional support that maintains your glucose at healthy levels. Healthy glucose levels in the body means healthy insulin levels. And there are actually signs that could be possible indicators of high insulin in the body. And these could be a warning that insulin is high, which we know is caused by chronically high blood sugar levels. Now, these are things like skin tags on the neck, hard belly fat, increased blood lipid levels like cholesterol, high blood pressure, swollen ankles, achy joints, and cravings for sugar and salt. Another big factor is extreme tiredness. And these can be signs of high insulin and are a warning sign for everyone that we should be aware of what's happening with our bodies. In fact, research shows that insulin resistance is on the rise in India, which raises the risk for development of type 2 diabetes. Now, I showed you some of those statistics earlier, and risk factors for these include being overweight and having an unhealthy diet. And the prevalence of diabetes and the complications of it is a large economic burden to the country. So what are some of the solutions to the problem? Here at Unicity, we are dedicated to making life better and have developed a range of scientifically backed products and health programs to help support your metabolic health. And Bios Life Slim is one of those products. Bios Life Slim is a natural supplement consisting of a proprietary blend of important dietary fibers. Bios Life Slim's main function is to help support weight management, and it can also help support healthy cholesterol levels in the body. Bios Life Slim promotes healthy cholesterol levels by reducing the absorption of cholesterol from your food intake. It also helps to block reabsorption of bile acids from your intestinal tract. And these bile acids are actually constructed from cholesterol. And this is why it is important, because as food moves through your digestive tract, your body needs bile acids to break down fat. Now, your liver uses cholesterol that is already in your body to produce those necessary bile acids. The fiber in Bios Life Slim forms a gel in the intestinal tract that traps those bile acids and prevents them from being reabsorbed and recycled in your body. Your body is then forced to use more cholesterol from your blood to create more bile acids. And this helps to reduce the level of cholesterol in your blood. The beneficial bacteria in your gut, often referred to as the microbiome, also uses the fiber ingredients in Bios Life Slim to help produce important beneficial health molecules. These actually assist your body in regulating how much cholesterol needs to be produced, which helps the body produce less cholesterol because it has been optimized. These important molecules are a class of compounds referred to as short-chain fatty acids. And short-chain fatty acids are used for a range of metabolic and signaling processes in your body. And these are very important for our health and well-being. Short-chain fatty acids also play a role in the maintenance of the gut and immune systems. BioSlife Slim also contains phytosterols, and phytosterols compete with cholesterol molecules for absorption when they are in your digestive tract. And this actually leaves fewer opportunities for cholesterol to be absorbed into your bloodstream. And this helps to support optimal cholesterol levels. So if you have a high intake of cholesterol in food, BioSlife Slim can help to lower the absorption by having phytosterols compete with it. Of course, one of the main functions of BioSlife Slim is to help support weight management. And it does this by supporting your body in regulating the amount of fat it stores with its proprietary blend of fibers. BioSlife Slim helps to reduce the glycemic index of the foods that you eat. Now, the glycemic index is how much your blood glucose rises after your meal or snack. And a food with a high glycemic index will give you a very sharp and rapid response in blood sugar levels. And this is in response to a very high carbohydrate meal. Things like simple carbohydrates like table sugar will give you a more rapid rise than carbohydrates that come from fiber or foods like vegetables. Now, a low glycemic index food will give you this smooth and steady gradual rise of blood sugar that tapers off. And this is what you want. Because when blood glucose spikes too quickly, all of that insulin that is released to cope with this excessive amount of glucose in the blood makes you feel sluggish, underperforming, and very tired. And the excess glucose that we can't use as fast is put into storage as fat, and we gain weight. So BioSlife Slim can help support your body to be more metabolically flexible. Metabolic flexibility is where you are burning fat that you have stored for energy rather than carbohydrates from the foods that you are eating. And this helps support your weight management goals, healthy cholesterol levels, and healthier blood glucose levels. That is why BioSlife Slim is a part of the Feel Great program. It's 2 products plus the practice of intermittent fasting that equals measurable results. By combining Unimate and BioSlife Slim puts you on track to metabolic health. Unimate is a powerful yerba mate extract. And taking Unimate in the morning can help with focus. It can help to curb your appetite and support increased cognition and support weight management goals. And when you couple Unimate with BioSlife Slim, it can further enhance the benefits of the Feel Great program. Now, I've talked about the mechanisms behind how BioSlife Slim works. And taking BioSlife Slim 15 minutes before lunch and before dinner as part of the Feel Great program can help curb appetite It can help to maintain healthy cholesterol, healthy glucose levels and healthy cholesterol levels. And most importantly, it helps to maintain those healthy insulin levels, which can help to further reduce your risk of developing later in life things like insulin resistance and pre-diabetes. Now, as part of the Feel Great program, Bias Life Slim is also used with our intermittent fasting programs. Intermittent fasting and Bias Life Slim can help support lower insulin levels. Now, one of those intermittent fasting programs is the 4-4-12 program, where there are 4-hour breaks between meals and one 12-hour fast overnight. This actually allows the body time to rest and helps to bring those insulin levels down to help you get in this fat burning zone. And this is where you are using stored fat for energy rather than from sugary intake from your high carbohydrate foods. An example of the 4-4-12 method would be having lunch at around between 12 and 1, and then fasting until 6 p.m. And then having a 12-hour fast overnight. And of course, if you've mastered the 4-4-12 intermittent program, you may wish to also use it with this 16-8 intermittent fasting approach. Bias Life Slim helps support the Feel Great program by being a perfect way to curb your appetite when you're following this 16-8 intermittent fasting program, where in this approach, you consume food during a regular 8-hour window during the day, and then fast for the next 16 hours of a 24-hour cycle. Now remember, fasting means you are keeping your body in a rested state, where you are not consuming calories in the form of food, beverages, or alcohol. But no calorie or very low calorie beverages are usually okay. Taking Bias Life Slim 15 minutes before lunch and dinner in this 16-8 intermittent fasting, so within that eating window, will help curb your appetite when you're doing these 16-hour fasts. And this is why Bias Life Slim will help support you to continue to improve your metabolic health. Improved metabolic health makes you feel more energized and have more vitality to perform better at your daily tasks. Improved metabolic health will also help you keep your body running at optimal performance, making you strive longer in your day-to-day activities. And improved metabolic health will also help to lower your potential risk of developing insulin resistance through better lifestyle and nutritional choices. And you saw how those statistics are predicted to continue to rise through to 2045. But with healthy lifestyle choices, such as good nutrition and exercise, you could reduce your risk of developing pre-diabetes in the future and lower the risk of that rapid rise of diabetes that we're seeing. So choose Unicity, the leaders in metabolic health, to help you activate your optimal health, helping you to achieve your metabolic health goals, and let's continue to make life better and promote good health throughout the world and reduce some of these lifestyle factoring diseases that could be prevented through good nutritional choices. Thank you everyone for listening to me tonight, and I hope I've given you some great tips for how you can support your health well into the future. Thank you so much.